What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, OTB Nation? Welcome into episode number 420. Go ahead and Atlanta blaze it. Blaze reared in it. Of the award-nominated, honorably mentioned, number 9 NCAA ranked, number 11 Philadelphia ranked, the most disrespectful and unprofessional lacrosse podcast you ever done, seen, and heard in the land, and of course viewable on YouTube. It is the Outside the Box podcast, the official lacrosse podcast on the Underground Sports Philadelphia Podcast Network. KB and Deej coming at you, little two-man game, running it here. I am fresh off of Philly's opening day. Deej, both of our teams 1-0.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Gang.
Rocking and rolling. Because guess what? We're a lacrosse podcast that appreciates baseball. Deal with it, haters. But yeah, we've got NLL to talk about. We've got PLL contracts to talk about. Deej, we've got an installment into the all-name team Hall of Fame. We've got the WLL Supplemental Draft to discuss as well. And I was thinking, before we even get into the odds and ends, we got to create, I know the all-name team exists in all sports. It exists everywhere. We got to create the OTB all-name team, like, Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Like, we got to do, like, an induction ceremony. Obviously, we're going to, like, fine-tune and actually do the OTB awards this year. But the all-name team Hall of Fame has to happen at some point as well. I think that's a must. Because there's too many good names.
And then we have to get a jersey of theirs and put it up in
the rafters.
Yes, absolutely.
I like that. That's a good call. That also pending if they have a jersey that's available for purchase.
I'm sure we can find one.
Or if they want to slide one.
I mean, I think it's going to become a pretty prestigious thing that people are going to want to be a part of.
Yeah, I could see it. But yeah, let us know your all-name team Hall of Fame type names in the YouTube comment section, Apple Podcast reviews, Spotify comments. But follow us on the socials at OTB LaxPod. We're on every social platform at OTB LaxPod. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. It helps the show continue to grow. We're real close to another milestone on audio, so keep subscribing. Apple and Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, please subscribe. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia and Outside the Box podcast YouTube channels, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this version of the show each and every week, full video episodes of all original 6 shows on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. We're at 1,272 subscribers. Can we get to 1,300 before the end of the month? Can we make that happen? The choice is yours, the loyal listener, the loyal follower, the loyal subscriber. Can we get there? Let's make that happen. youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. And subscribe to the Outside the Box podcast YouTube channel, youtube.com/@OTBLaxPod. We want to get to 250 subscribers before the PLL season starts. Let's make that happen. youtube.com/@OTBLaxPod. That is where you get full video episodes of the OTB College Lacrosse Show with Deej and Hoots. You get all of our interviews that we are slowly but surely uploading onto that channel, and any original content we put out, plus clips from the podcast, are on that YouTube channel as well. youtube.com/@OTBLaxPod. Deej, how we living, my friend? It's OTB After Dark once again.
Well, I have adulted this week, and I bought a new car on Monday.
Ying, ying, vroom, 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 vroom. Cars
Yes.
in the chat. Cars in the chat.
I now have a 2021 Chevy Blazer LT
Sheesh.
Black Accent Edition that comes with a tow package.
Sheesh.
It's extremely nice. And I've already almost been hit 3 times. I've literally crashed out in my driver's seat 3 times already.
Oh, my days.
Because people don't know how to drive around here.
You're just a big, shiny target.
Man, bro, apparently I just got told it out in January.
That's crazy.
Buy a new car, and within 3 days, three different people have almost hit me. Man,
that's nuts.
That's an insane amount. That's one person every 24-hour average. That's not great math.
I'm gonna yell to the drivers of Kalamazoo and be like John Taffer right here. Shut it down. Just shut it down.
Oh, facts, bro. Get off the road when I'm on the road. Let them be clear, and y'all can get back on when I'm at my destination.
Clear. Oh, that's great. I'm fresh off of opening day at Citizens Bank Park. It was an absolute blast. The Phils won. Witnessed a ton of history, including they had the Revolutionary War marching band parading around the concourse for the 250th birthday. And because the Phillies are hosting the All-Star game, they were parading around the concourse with their wooden flutes and everything.
That's insane.
I tweeted the video out on the Underground Twitter. I was like, let's party like 1776. Dude, and then they had Betsy Ross and Ben Franklin delivered the first pitch balls to the former Phillies players that threw out the first pitch. But the balls were delivered by two colonial people impersonating Paul Revere, who rode out from that. And you've been to Citizens Bank Park, that one entrance where the Fanatics four-wheeler exits the field. They came out from there, and they're riding horses around the outfield dirt.
That is insane.
And the bell is ringing, and Dan Baker, the PA announcer, just goes, "Baseball is coming! Baseball is coming!" It was electric.
That is a wild opening night.
So funny.
Opening day, I guess you were there in the daytime.
Funny. Yeah, first time Johan Duran has closed a game in a Phillies uniform before the sun went down.
That's kind of wild.
Pitched with the sun up.
That's actually kind of wild.
I was getting ready to call him a vampire.
I mean, yeah, basically.
But he's officially beat the vampire allegations.
It only took how long?
He was also the first Phillies pitcher in team history to record a save on opening day at home.
Wow.
For a team that has been around since 1883.
That's wild. That's
nuts.
Wild.
Absolutely insane. But baseball's back, which means we're oh so close to the NLL playoffs. We're oh so close to the PLL season starting. We will start in the National Lacrosse League. A lot of things went down last week. Some good, some bad, some in between for our picks, but some good across the board. I do want to start with something before we even get into the games. Okay, can we give a round of applause to the Georgia Swarm? Bravo, having Brett Dobson on NHL on TNT.
Yep.
That is what you and I have been talking about for years.
And don't forget the homie Mike Grace was there as well.
Mike Grace was there. Somebody else was there too.
I didn't catch the third person.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Chris Yastrzemski, who works on NHL on TNT, tweeted everything out. He's a big lacrosse guy. But that is what you and I have been talking about for years with how the NLL needs to be marketing, especially in the States. Oh, it was Shane Jackson as well. It was Dauber, Shane Jackson, and Michael Grace. That is how you grow the game in the United States for the NLL. You have the crossover there. You have the studio show bring in your lacrosse players, especially on a hockey show like that, where we've seen Paul Bissonnette back in the day go to Warriors training camp and everything, and that was even before he was on NHL on TNT. But that is how you grow the game. That is how you build the NLL in the United States. We have not seen that from any team really over the past, 4 years really. When the Wings came back, they were initially doing stuff with local TV and everything, but to have it on the national level like that is such a game changer. And kudos to the Georgia Swarm. And I get the TNT studios are in Georgia. Exactly. That is a perfect reason to go down there and do that. Kudos to Dauber, kudos to Shane Jackson and Michael Grace for being a part of that. That was when I saw that, I was like, finally somebody's listening.
Yep. And I mean, maybe Vegas can take advantage of having Wayne Gretzky as an investor / owner.
Something.
I mean, get him to work with the NHL, get him at a couple of Vegas Golden Knight games, working a broadcast or something so he can hype up the Desert Dogs, get people at games, use that even crossover, like take advantage of.
Have the Seals throw out a first pitch at the Padres game. Like, same thing with the Wings. Like, have somebody throw out a first pitch at a Phillies game. Like, do something where there is crossover. And that is where you have seen the ultimate growth with teams, is when they interact with their major 4 sports teams.
I think, like, Saskatchewan is, like, the only place that doesn't.
And even then, they have, like, the...
But they have a solid fan base.
They have a solid fan base, but they also have the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
For the
Canadian Football League.
Mm-hmm. So, like, you have ways to do things and continue to build, and it's like, the more you do that, that is how the NLL grows, is when you do crossover events like that. Whether it be with your major 4 sports teams, whether it's going on NHL on TNT, what have you, like, you have so many different avenues, and I was just very thrilled to see Dauber, Shane Jackson, and the boy Michael Grace on NHL on TNT. That was electric.
We needed that. We need more of that, and that is the kind of thing that's going to propel the league to being the next major league. That was a great first step, but as I mentioned, first step, so we need a lot more steps behind that.
Also, Panger was silky out there.
Crazy. Where was that at?
Yastrzemski said, did Pang miss out on his true calling as an NLL legend?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. It's never too late. We've seen crazier things in crazier sports.
And we've seen some old guys come back out and give it a run again.
Kudos to the Swarm, though. Job well done. Last week's games, Deej, Toronto, speaking of Saskatchewan, Toronto took down Saskatchewan 13-9. Georgia squeezed by Halifax 17-16 in an unbelievable finish of a game. Vancouver took down Ottawa 10-8. Vegas took down Rochester 17-13. Colorado beat Calgary 14-12, and Buffalo in overtime were inevitable and beat the San Diego Seals 9-8. Where do you want to start with all the happenings in the National Lacrosse League from Week 17?
One phenomenal game by Calgary. I thought they played very well. I thought they were playing as well as they have been the last couple of games. And Colorado just had a few more bounces go their way. And this wasn't really a game where Calgary can point back at so many things and be like, oh, we should have done this, we should have done that, a few less penalties or this. Like, it really was just a few bounces that went the right way for Colorado that didn't go Calgary's way. I'm happy with that. What I'm not happy with is we fall back down in the rankings at 4-10, making it tight down there. And the last thing I want to do is give the Toronto Rock the number 1 overall pick. I'm terrified
you beat
of
the Wings
that.
this year, so you have the tiebreaker. So if you do finish with the same record, Wings will still be at the bottom, which they are right now, and they are officially eliminated from playoff contention.
I think we have a game against Oshawa coming up soon, so we got to beat them.
I'll double check for you.
But yeah, the Buffalo San Diego game going to overtime, insane. Fireworks like we expected. Yeah, that's what I thought. Vegas and Rochester turned out to be exactly what I thought it would be. Another game where Vegas was going to outscore Rochester simply because that's their way of winning games. It's crazy. Hey, we're going to score 17, and if you score 18, we'll give it to you.
It's crazy how hard Rochester has just fallen off a cliff.
Yes.
Like, this is 2024, 2025 Philadelphia Wings territory. where like the Wings started out hot last year, and in the middle of the season they just lost everything and fell out of playoff contention pretty quickly. Rochester was towards the top of the standings early on in the year, hovered around being in a playoff spot. They currently are just a half game ahead of the Thunderbirds and would not be a playoff team if the playoffs started today.
Yep. It was just like they lost and then couldn't figure out how to win again. I think they won like 1 or 2 games in the midst of the last couple.
They started
weeks.
4-0, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
They have surrendered the most goals in the National Lacrosse League this year. At 171.
Wow. And it's like sneaky.
And they've scored 153, which puts them middle of the pack.
Because when you think about them, you don't think of them to be bad really anywhere on the floor.
Like we said, their defense was like the weak point coming into the year.
But not like this.
Yeah, and then they're just not scoring nearly as efficiently as they were to start the year and even last year, obviously. But they're 5-8 now, and
wow,
quickly falling out of playoff contention.
Yeah, pretty soon here they lose a game or 2 more, and then playoffs are not a thing.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, the Roughnecks are a game and a half behind the Rochester Nighthawks in the standings.
That's not a good place to be, Rochester. That's not a good place to be.
No. And Vegas has the overall tiebreaker against them now if anything were to transpire down the stretch. Vancouver and Ottawa. Ottawa, once again, kind of just showed they are kind of that B tier. They're not in that elite echelon just yet. It was a game they needed to have. Couldn't get it done. Vancouver, now playoff team, obviously. Colorado also clinched a playoff spot last week. But Ottawa now 8-7, still hovering around that 500 mark. They've got to win some games here down the stretch if they want to make the playoffs.
Yeah. I would argue maybe went out just based on the movements that's happening around them. That's just the safest bet. I think that's always the safest bet is to just, win the games that are in front of you. But seriously, in this scenario, a lot of times you can be like, oh, they can afford to lose a game here. Maybe they can drop this one. I don't know that Toronto has that luxury. I think they need to seriously try and win out.
They have 3 games left. They are at home this Saturday against Georgia. They are home on Friday, April 10th against Toronto. And then they close out the season Saturday, April 18th at Halifax.
That's San Diego, right?
That's Ottawa.
Okay. Sorry.
In terms of winning out, I don't know if that's possible. Obviously it's possible, but that is a tall task with Georgia, playoff team, Toronto, playoff team. We don't know where Halifax will be at that point in the final week of the season. But the first 2 games obviously come before that final game. So I don't know if they can win out.
I give them Toronto. If they're going to steal one, is Toronto. Maybe they can drop one of those. And I would say Georgia's probably the one they're going to drop based off of how crazy Dobson has been for 90% of the season.
Right now, they'd be the 7 seed in the playoffs.
Ottawa?
Yeah.
I don't know if that holds up.
Because right now they are 8-7. Vegas is 6-7. So Vegas has played 2 less games than them. So they have 2 games in hand. San Diego is 6-8. They have a game in hand. And Rochester's 5-8. Halifax is 5-9.
Yeah, I don't know if that holds up.
They have to get to 10 wins.
Yeah, at least.
They have to win 2 of 3 at bare minimum.
And I would say Toronto's the one they can steal. I don't know if I see them beating Georgia.
Yeah, Toronto and Georgia both 9-5 right now. We'll see what happens this week with
their game.
Georgia obviously plays Ottawa this week, and then Toronto plays Philly on Sunday. So, like, that's almost an auto win for Toronto. Just historically and presently how Philly has been playing this year. But it's an uphill climb for the Ottawa Black Bears. Like, it felt like they were on that upward trajectory, and then they've kind of fallen flat when they've played against the elite echelon teams lately. So we'll see what happens with them. Toronto, man. Everyone talks about the Buffalo Bandits being inevitable. The Toronto Rock are inevitable when they're not playing the Buffalo Bandits. Like, to have Saskatchewan come into your own dojo and you just handle business kind of smoothly, that's a pretty damn good sign for where the Toronto Rock are right now at this point in the season at 9-5. Challen Rogers, CJ Kurse, just full send, being like, yeah, we're going to take this into our own hands. Nick Rose is back, obviously. They balled out, man. And I don't know, it's going to be an interesting race for that number 1 seed down the stretch, too, between Vancouver, Colorado, and Saskatchewan now, because Saskatchewan's 11-4, Vancouver's 11-4, Colorado's 10-5. It's anybody's game for that number 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, that really opened up the game as far as, well, the last couple of weeks have. Saskatchewan has played it tight or lost a couple of the last couple of weeks, which has really opened the door up for a couple of teams. It was, because I think I was looking 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, and they had like a 2-game lead, and it was like they were like cruising. It was like, all right, like everybody's seriously like, you know, a level behind Saskatchewan at this point in the game, and you know, it's looking like they're gonna get back to the championship and try and do what they couldn't do last year. And now the last couple of weeks, it's been,
they've lost 3 of 4.
Yeah, it says Saskatchewan has come back to earth. Teams have started to figure out, you know, a way to slow them down and how to make their opportunities count. And they're winning a lot of games against Saskatchewan. Like you said, they just dropped 3 of the last 4. If you would have told me that at any other point in the season, I'd be like, I doubt that. Are you sure it's not the other way around? They've won 3 of their last 4, but it's almost like fatigue. Like they're just tired.
And 3 of those games, 2 of them were overtime losses, and 1 was a 1-goal win.
Tight. Like I said, teams have started to come with a solid game plan against Saskatchewan, how to slow down their high-powered offense and how to make their opportunities count on the other side.
And their schedule is not easy, these final 3 games that they have. They're home against Buffalo this weekend. That's going to be fireworks. Saturday, April 11th, they're home against Colorado. That's going to be a battle for the 1 seed. And then they finish out the season home against Toronto. So, like, they have the benefit of the doubt their final 3 games are at home, but you're playing against 3 playoff teams. How do you respond? Is going to be the big kind of question here now for Saskatchewan, who have put a lot more suspicion into our brains the past month than they have for most of the season.
But I also think that's probably the same thing they're telling themselves in the conversation they're having themselves. Like, all right, like we're probably firmly in the playoffs regardless of what happens over the next 3 weeks. But what kind of team are we going to be headed into the playoffs?
I think a team like Saskatchewan, you want to be that 1 seed.
I was going to say, yeah, are we the best team in the league, the 1 seed? Are we going to hold that bye and run away with, you know, being the best? Or are we somewhere between 2 and 4? And are we going to have to crawl our way back to where we want to be? It's a great opportunity for them to be playing playoff caliber teams and to show exactly what kind of team they are / going to be over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating. The other game, Halifax and Georgia, was absolute scenes. 17-16 final score. What a sequence at the end of the game. 10-goal fourth quarter for Halifax. 61 shots on goal for the Thunderbirds. Jake Withers went 35 of 36. It's just an all-time game.
Yeah,
It was just everything you could want to market what box lacrosse is was in this game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is like if there's ever a hey, you want to know about box lacrosse? Here, watch this. Tell me you don't want to be a fan. Tell me you don't want to find a team and watch every game. Like, this is box lacrosse at its finest, at a T. Like you said, the game was great. It had literally everything. Great defensive plays, bodies. Amazing goals, great saves, up and down action, domination at the face-off stripe. Like, it literally had every part of the game jumbled into 60 minutes, and it was pure pandemonium the entire time. One of the best fourth quarters I've seen from one team. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a 10-goal quarter from a team in my time watching the NLL.
It's been very rare.
So that is an insane amount. And to still come up short also says a lot about Georgia. Their composure with the team dragging them down, their willingness to still continue to stay on their game plan and make things happen and come up with big plays. I mean, what did the homeboy say? Special teams, special players, special plays.
Tuesday. Check out the OTB College Lacrosse Show on Tuesdays.
I like that. Plug.
Yeah, absolutely crazy game. Shout out to the Swarm getting back in the win column. Winning a game where Dauber gives up double-digit goals. It's huge.
More than just double-digit goals. 16, yeah. That's by far the most he's given up all year.
Most before that was 15, which was week 1. And then Buffalo, overtime, they claw all the way back against San Diego. I was kicking and screaming about my pick. I felt so good that entire game. And then fourth quarter comes and Buffalo puts up a 5-piece to tie it up. And then friend of the program, Dane Smith, inevitable, just seals the deal and puts Buffalo out on top. Josh Burns, 7 points in this game, 6 assists. I mean, just when you think Buffalo's dead, they're never beating the vampire allegations.
We just talked about it last week, that they were just like back. It was like they were just so flat, couldn't figure it out, seemed like everybody had their number, and all of a sudden here we are, and they're like top 4, top 5 in the league and sitting comfortable, ready for the playoffs.
They're 6th seed right now. They were out of the playoffs a month ago.
But yeah, exactly.
For reference, like they were out of the playoffs like a month and a half ago.
And here they are now, 6th seed, feeling comfortable, playing some of their best lacrosse.
Toronto and Georgia.
Playing some of the best lacrosse they've played all year. It seems like they've finally adjusted to the new roster that they have and have found out what combinations of players work on the floor best and how to get the most out of everybody. That's what great coaches do.
Their schedule upcoming is obviously going to make or break their season. They are at Saskatchewan this coming weekend. Then they are home against Vancouver on April 4th, home against Rochester on April 11th, and then at Oshawa to end the season. These next 2 weeks for them are monumental games if they are going to be a playoff team, in my opinion.
They have to win those 2. Honestly, if they win those 2, they're probably undefeated. I don't know if I'm trusting Oshawa to beat Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a crazy week overall for the National Lacrosse League. The Philadelphia Wings were officially eliminated from the playoffs because of someone's win. There was like 3 teams. It was Buffalo's win, I think, of all teams. So yeah, they are out. We're on Spalina watch.
How you get fired on your day off?
That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy. Looking at the standings, Saskatchewan, Vancouver, and Colorado have all clinched playoff spots. Saskatchewan, Vancouver, they're 11-4. Colorado is 10-5. Georgia's 9-5. Toronto's 9-5. Buffalo's 8-6. Ottawa is 8-7. Vegas is 6-7. San Diego's 6-8. Rochester's 5-8. Halifax is 5-9. Calgary 4-10. Oshawa 4-10. And then the Philadelphia Wings at the bottom at 3-11. our NLL Week 17 recap brought to you by our friends over at Buff. Guys, Survivor Season 50 is here. Get those buffs for Season 50 on Buff's website. Use our link in the description. Shop with our friends at Buff. That way they know you're coming from us when you use our link. Protect yourself from the elements, whether it be the wind, the sun. Hopefully it's more sun. It was beautiful here today. It was beautiful. It was 76 degrees.
It started off warm, and then we had a rainstorm come through. Well, a thunderstorm, excuse me.
It was incredible.
So
use our link in the description. Shop with our friends at Buff. Get those Survivor 50 buffs. And we thank Buff for being a proud partner of OTB. Looking ahead, Deej, this weekend, we've got a number of games on the docket. Friday, we've got one game. Saturday, we've got 4 games. And then we've got an afternoon game on Sunday as well. I will be at one of the 2 Philadelphia Wings games. I'll be there on Friday night. Sunday, I will be across the street at Citizens Bank Park, taking in the series finale against Texas Rangers with the Fightin' Phils. Whoever scheduled that game at 1:00 on a Sunday of opening weekend, can we just talk? Like, why? What are we doing?
Is this the one we were talking about when there was like nothing going on?
Yeah,
to where they could easily move the game.
Yeah, it's like upcoming events at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Let's take a look, just to tickle our fancies here. Events and ticketing. Let's see. Calendar. March 28th. There is literally nothing happening on Saturday. Now, I get you've got a game on Friday, but why? Just why? It makes no sense. Because on top of that, it's going to be a nightmare day on Sunday traffic-wise down by the stadiums because Rock versus Wings is at 1:00. Phillies Rangers is at 1:35. The Stars play the Flyers at 7 p.m. Who scheduled that?
Hey.
Like who?
It's going to be a goddamn mess down there.
A mess. Let me look at April's schedule, too, just to tickle my fancy when the Wings could have played a game in April. Why we need the Sixers playing a back-to-back is beyond me on a Friday, Saturday to start the month of April. It's just crazy to me. Just a crazy scheduling, especially when you know the baseball schedule months in advance because the schedule comes out right after the All-Star game. One day we'll learn. This year is not that day. But Friday night, 7 p.m.,
Traps.
Halifax Thunderbirds, Philadelphia Wings. It's dollar ice cream night. Deej, you might see me turn into Augustus Gloop with ice cream.
Not the ice cream.
I'm going to be devouring the ice cream. Then on Saturday, 7 p.m., Georgia at Ottawa, Rochester at Oshawa, and then at 9 p.m. on Saturday, Buffalo at Saskatchewan, and then 10 p.m. the nightcap, Calgary at Vegas, and then at 1:00 on Sunday, Toronto at Philly. What stands out to you this week, Deej? There's a lot of very important games.
No cap, this weekend feels kind of lame to me.
2 big ones.
I mean, yeah, Georgia, Ottawa, and Buffalo, Saskatchewan are the like big games that are exciting to me. And then the third, obviously Calgary, Vegas. I feel
Calgary, Vegas was my third as well.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like this is gonna be like a 18-16 game. Absolute blockbuster of offense scored, very little defense.
No, if it's gonna be blockbuster, it's gonna be 1917.
That's fine too.
Great movie.
Facts, but that's fine with me too. I just hope Calgary's on the right side of it. But I do think it's going to be if you're one of those I don't really care to watch defense kind of people, turn that one on because it ain't going to be a whole lot of and that's no slight, no disrespect to anybody who plays defense or goalie on either of those teams, but clearly have been the weak.
Prove us wrong.
clearly have been the weak spots for those two teams this year. By all means, you have every opportunity to prove us wrong. But
We're
at the same time,
we're gonna be like that video meme of the dude where he walks out in the middle of the street, he's like, turn it up.
no, for real.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. Like, Georgia, Ottawa is gonna be awesome. Two great goaltenders, elite offenses, or it's just like elite offensive players. We've seen Georgia's offense kind of go both ends of the spectrum, but we've also seen that from Ottawa, so it's not anything. They're two very similar teams. Buffalo, Saskatchewan is like a playoff preview, in my opinion. Like, we could totally see those two teams playing in April, and it would not shock me in the slightest.
No, not at all. But we'll see, though. There's a lot going on.
And as for Philadelphia Wings, just lose for Joey. Bring my boy home. Sorry, Brian. Can't have him go nowhere else.
I mean, as long as it ain't to Toronto.
Yeah. You can't have that happen. Make Joey marketable in the NLL.
That's dirty.
It's factual.
That's dirty.
Come on. Who doesn't want to see Joey Spallina with Brennan O'Neill and Michael Sowers? Huh?
I'm not saying that. You know why I'm saying that. I ain't gonna say no more about that. I think that would be really cool, but I also think you could have the same argument about CJ Kirsch and Owen Hiltz.
Yeah, but they're already doing the thing. They got Sammy up there too. They got Challenge.
Sammy is not the same level as the other 5 names we've mentioned here.
That's fine. That's fine. They got Treasy. They got Nick Rowe. They got the players to market.
Hey, you know I don't want them to go there.
I'm trying to,
especially because it's my team's pick. That's gonna be.
I'm trying to have the Philadelphia Wings just be Team USA Wings.
You let me know how that works out for you.
I'm trying to be the USA Wings.
You let me know how that works out for you. Because I don't think that's gonna happen.
Hey, we can only hope. It's like Princess Leia with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Joey Spallina, help me. You're my only hope.
Screaming. It ain't that bad over there.
Man. Coaching-wise? Shit.
I mean, we talked about that.
Yeah,
we talked about that.
Yeah, we did. It didn't get any better.
Hey, change takes more than 24 hours.
I need the change to happen like the Big Mouth intro music.
Bro said instantaneous.
I'm going through changes. That's what I need. This goddamn
He
team.
said instantaneous change. We said do this. It needs to be done now.
We've seen hormone monsters in Big Mouth. We need offense monsters for the Philadelphia Wings.
I think those are called Monstars.
You're going to score that goal.
Yeah.
Yes, Brennan, yes. Rage, fucking rage.
Now do a fucked up Selly right in the middle.
Now Michael Sowers, dead fish like Ryder Garnsey, yes.
Yes. That's it. There's something wrong with us.
Every single offensive monster doesn't look like the hormone monster. It looks like Wingston.
Oh, my God.
Imagine
just like
Winston's
different
voice.
variations of him.
It's every Philly mascot. Just have Gritty showing up talking like that.
No, I need the Colts mascot there. Yeah, after you score, you're just going to get him with a bow.
It's the St. Joe's Hawk just flying.
Yeah, bow.
The Fanatic just moving his stomach around.
This could actually work.
We might be on to something.
You heard it here first. So when you see it happen.
Now you're going to look at that shot clock. And this is OTB After Dark, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome. If you haven't been here before, buckle in.
Welcome to the Thunderdome. Yeah, the Halifax-Philly game can go one of two ways, and it's all going to depend on what Bo Columbus does at the stripe against Jake Withers, which I've liked what I've seen from Bo. But you're going up against one of the unicorns of the sport. What can you do to kind of... Because Jake is one of the weird... He's like the most unique unicorn. Not that like Trevor and TD and Joe aren't. But like Jake is one of those guys that will win a faceoff and just run down the floor and pile drive someone and then score. Like he's not afraid of contact, and he's not afraid to just take it to the rack.
I think you run a 3-1 setup off the faceoff. You have 3 back on D, and you just force them to slow the ball down and turn it into a half-court game. And then you just have to score in your half-field offense. You got to make your opportunities count. But, yeah, that's like, to me, I think that's the best way for the Wings to do it. I don't think every team should use that strategy, but for the Wings, that's 100%. And I think that takes some pressure off of Bo as well. I think he's allowed to kind of just play. And, like, if he wins some faceoffs, great. If not, cool. You have help behind you because you're playing a Hall of Fame faceoff guy. Like, we're going to help you out so you can relax and breathe and just try and do your best, which we'll be happy with whatever those outcomes are, and then we're prepared for the back end. We're prepared on the back end.
The biggest thing for that game, too, the Wings just can't get in a shootout because they can't hang in a shootout. Like, they need it to be a rock fight, and it needs to be a one-goal game, like, the entire time, unless they can pull away. But we haven't seen them really do that outside of their game against Buffalo, oddly enough.
I was about to say, you rolling with the jokes tonight.
Like, that's when the Wings feel like they're the most competitive, though, is when they're in those, like, rock fight type games and keeping it close and seeing if they can just hang and kind of go on a run. And then we'll see what they do in a doubleheader weekend on Sunday as well, because I have a feeling Wells Fargo Center, outside of whoever's going to the Flyers game later on, is probably going to be pretty empty because there's going to be 40,000 plus people across the street at Citizens Bank Park.
Exactly.
Which is unfortunate for scheduling because that's also the fucking Marvel game for the Wings this week. Did you see their jerseys?
Yes.
Fucking Black Panther Wings jerseys. Like, come on. Someone get me an IDA jersey. That's going to look fire.
You might be onto something there.
That's going to look so sick.
I might have to invest in that.
He's the longest tenured Wing, too. Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. After
Blaze got traded.
Blaze, yeah.
Who's just able to score double-digit goals again. No big deal.
I mean, would he not?
I don't think he did it once for the Wings this year. And if he did, it was like one time.
Hey.
And I'm not blaming Blaze primarily because we've talked about the system of offense that this team is running, and it's just absolute debauchery.
It is.
But yeah, we're both kind of invested in the 3 games that kind of stick out. Rochester's playing for their season this weekend against Ottawa. So we'll see what they do, if they can actually get back to a winning way. And then I think Toronto can clinch a playoff spot. I don't know if that is a scenario this weekend or not, or if it depends on what happens with Georgia and everything. But I feel like both of those teams could potentially clinch. I wish we had a scenario machine on the NLL website.
That would be so fire.
Oh, the playoff machines. We need that for the PLL too. Down the line, once there's more teams, that would be sick. Anything else stick out to you this week, Deej, before we get into our picks?
Nah, like I said, this week seems very lame to me. Sorry, not sorry.
A down week. It is a down week for sure. Which, looking at our picks last week, I went 2, 3, 4-2. Deej, you went 1, 2, 3, 4-2 as well, just in an opposite way. And Hoots went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1 because that's what he does. He always one-ups us in these goddamn picks.
Hey, I don't think we told the people that.
Oh, yeah, we do have an update on the... Well, I don't think we told them the record. It was on social. Deej's record was incorrect on the graphic, and we didn't know one way or another, so that's why we put two different records. But you are actually 46 and 47.
Nah, I think Hoots put it in the OTB chat. He went back and recounted for the whole season.
The amount of messages we have in there, though.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Don't trip. Yeah, he said I recounted. D just 47 and 46.
Okay, 47 and 46.
You were 46 and 47. He was 53 and 54.
So
Or sorry, 53 and 40. He's 53 and 40.
Of course, he gets an extra win.
So now I am
in second.
I mean, I've been in second since.
Right, but officially,
who knows how long.
For everyone out there.
Yeah, but I am now
because you're
51 and 48 now.
Okay, so you're 51 and 48. I am. What was my record?
You are 46 and 47, so you're 50 and 49.
Okay, so I'm above 500. We've probably been above 500 for longer than we actually have been.
I have been above.
Hoots has just been fucking us.
I've been above 500 for much. I've been above 500 for much longer. So I actually feel so much better about my picks. I felt like I was just shitting the bed all season.
Hoots is going to get to this part of the episode and be like, what do you say fuck me for?
No, Because who knows who actually was doing the counting wrong.
Math is hard, folks. Math is hard.
Hey, that's why I'm a comm major. I took one math class.
Let's get to our NLL Week 18 picks of the week, brought to you by Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder.
Damn, he's 58
Kenwood
41.
Beer on tap. Yeah. In the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Delaware, and Maryland areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores, convenience stores, and grocery stores in those markets. Again, kenwoodbeer.com. Use that Kenny Finder. Must be 21 or older to do so. And as always, guys, please drink responsibly. Deej, we start in Philadelphia. Halifax at Philly. I'm going Halifax.
I'm going to go Halifax as well. I wanted to try and be different, but I don't think I can.
Yeah. Georgia and Ottawa, one of our very intriguing games of the week. This might be the toughest game to pick, either this or Buffalo and Saskatchewan, just because Georgia and Ottawa are so similar in so many ways. But I'm still rocking with the league MVP. And I'm going with Brett Dobson. This is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a rock fight. It's just a matter of, does Georgia's offense show up? And what do their defense and Brett Dobson do to kind of neutralize that offense?
Yeah, I after the last couple of weeks, I don't have enough trust in Ottawa to win a close game. And I think regardless of how many goals are put up in this game, it's going to be close. And it doesn't help that they're going against Brett Dobson. I think that gives a really big boost to Georgia where they feel like, hey, we only have to score so many goals and our backside is going to do a lot to help us. So I got trust in Dobson in that defense to help them win. So I'm going Georgia.
Your what is going to do a lot to help you now? What? Your back what? Welcome to OTB After Dark, everybody.
You're wild. I've been saying back end for years.
Well, you said backside. That's why.
I think I've said that.
That's why I went that route.
I think I've said that for years too. You're so just.
That's the After Dark effect. Hey, that's gonna get us.
We're already labeled, so might as well fit the
You're
stereotype.
so unprofessional and so disrespectful.
Damn.
Kudos to you, man. Living up to the moniker.
Thank you. It's my job.
Rochester and Oshawa. I'm dying with the ship. Oshawa's on my do not pick list. Unfortunately, Rochester is gonna bounce back. I don't know how, but they're gonna do it.
Can I pick both teams to have fun?
Not the Vibes and Smiles game of the week.
Dog, because who the hell I'm supposed to pick? I guess I'll take Rochester.
Oh, it's so funny.
I really I don't feel confident in that at all.
Deej, Buffalo, and Saskatchewan at 9 Eastern on Saturday. I don't know who I'm picking, so I'll defer to you first.
I'm going Buffalo. Saskatchewan has struggled recently. I think this is a great game for them to try and lock in and remind themselves of who they are and really establish who they're going to be moving forward over the next couple of weeks into the playoffs. But Buffalo's on a heater right now. They're playing like they're basically the exact opposite of what Saskatchewan is doing right now. They're cruising, playing their best ball, getting contributions from all over the floor, and they know how big of a game this is for them to continue making pace to move and be comfortable in the playoff picture. So I got them going on the road and winning a tough one.
I am going to rock out with Saskatchewan. I think they right the ship this week at home. Plus, they have a little bump in the uniforms they're wearing. I don't know if you've seen them. I want to see what they're actually calling them. The Rush Reimagined jerseys. Are they wearing them this week, or was that last week?
I have not seen those.
Oh, no, they're wearing them this week. Okay. Yeah, if you go to Saskatchewan's website, it's right on the front page. They are gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I'm going to try and see something here for you, my friend, because I feel like you should own it. If you are in the market for it, you should try to win Josh Sawada's in the auction.
I might be.
Because these things are gorgeous. Let me see if I can pull up the page. I'll share it on the screen here. Just take a look at these beauties.
Oh, those are nice.
Just absolutely gorgeous.
I like those a lot.
Big fan. So I'm going with the Rush to beat the Bandits. Calgary and Vegas.
I mean, you know who I'm going with. I'm going with Calgary. No questions.
Give me Vegas. This is a big game for them playoff-wise. They need this one big time. And they've been scoring goals in a hefty bunch lately. So give me Vegas to get the win. And then Sunday, I'm going Toronto, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't say it out of respect, but Philly has easily reached the don't pick.
Yeah, they've won 3 times all year.
Unless I really have to scenario. So, yeah,
Which,
I'm going Toronto.
To put it in perspective for you, Deej, here, Wings schedule. They play Halifax, Toronto. They play Vegas, and then their last game of the season is at Vancouver. I don't know if the Wings are pickable the rest of the season.
Probably not.
So, there you have it. Our picks of the week. We're both going Halifax. We're both going Georgia. We're both going Rochester. You're going Buffalo. I'm going Saskatchewan. You're going Calgary. I'm going Vegas. We're both going Toronto over Philly. And those are the NLL Week 18 picks of the week, brought to you by Kenwood Beer. We shift to the PLL, and WLL, because we've got news on both fronts, and our PLL WLL breakdowns here brought to you by our PLL app code. Guys, the PLL app is the one-stop shop to keep up to date with everything going on in the PLL, from breaking news alerts to trivia to the college game to the college draft, which is right around the corner. The PLL app is the place to go. You got articles from the beat writers, behind-the-scenes videos, and so much more. Plus, it's a gamified app. You earn points for everything that you do in the app, just logging in. You complete a task, boom, points, and that goes towards PLL shop discounts, ESPN Plus subscriptions, and so much more. Use the link in the description to download the PLL app in the App Store, Google Play Store, or go to pll.app and go to the redeem code section and type in OTBPOD. That's OTB Pod. You get 500 XP on your account. Literally, if you're a brand new account, levels you up from level 1 to level 2, so it's a nice little bump right away. But download the PLL app, use code OTBPOD in the redeem code section, and keep up to date with everything going on in the PLL all year long in the PLL app. Deej, a long time, hopefully future friend of the pod, but longtime supporter of the pod, has called it a career. The biggest news of the day that came down here on Thursday as we're recording this, Will Manny is hanging him up after a long, illustrious, and successful career. He will also be joining the Boston Cannons coaching staff upon retirement.
It's a requirement.
He's part of the family. 13 professional seasons for Will Manny. Easily a first ballot Hall of Famer. Just one of my favorite players to watch. Getting into the sport, like watching him with the Archers from 2019 to 2022, going to the Whip Snakes, kind of just like fitting in right away and, you know, leading that team in scoring in 2023. And then watching Will kind of battle back and, you know, not having the 2024 he wanted. A lot going on in his personal life in 2025, but that first game back, scores a hat trick and was a big contributor for a Cannons team that needed contributions last year. He was awesome, and it's always a bummer when players of this caliber end up retiring, but the fact that Will is immediately staying around the game and immediately staying around the Cannons is really awesome. But just kudos to Will Manny. What a fucking career for the boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a shooter as long as a shooter could be a shooter, you know, and he's had some of the best goals we've seen. He's made amazing plays. And, I mean, there's tons and tons of stories of him being a great teammate, both on and off the field. I think that's what the game is really about. There's you can see the enjoyment that he had in playing the game, not just during the highs, but the lows as well. Like, the game was always the game to him. Like, okay, yeah, I didn't score as many, but I'm out here. It's beautiful out. I got a stick in my hands. The homies are here. And he just valued the game for what it really stands for. And that makes it really easy to like a guy. That makes it really easy to want to see that guy succeed. And he's done some amazing things for the game and in games. And that's what makes a player Hall of Fame worthy. I'm sure Will Manny will get the gold jacket when it's his turn. And like you said, it's great to see him be so close to the game and stick around and continue to show his face around the league, but also be able to instill that knowledge in more young guys coming in. I think that's the best thing you can do is to find a way to continue passing on what you were blessed to have. And Will Manny's doing that.
Yeah. 14-year professional lacrosse career, especially coming in during the MLL era, is pretty fucking impressive. He's an 8-time All-Star. He's going to finish his career 9th all-time in career points, 8th all-time in career goals. I mean, he's in my book, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down. Like the resume speaks for itself. I think the only thing that really was missing for him was a PLL championship. And that's really the only thing that as a player he didn't get. We'll see if he's able to get it as a coach with Brian Holman and the Cannons, one way or another. But that's like the only thing that he didn't really accomplish, and like that's like the tail end of his career.
And somehow,
like,
and somehow I feel like that's like the hardest thing to do out of all the things that he's done.
Yeah,
even though like none of the championships he has won are easy to win, but it seems like winning a PLL championship is like godly hard.
So
like,
hard.
Like when you look at the amount of players who have won and like the amount of teams that have won one, it's like nobody's really winning that thing. It's like the same 5 people have all the rings.
It's very few players. 8-time All-Star, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2021, 2022, 2023. And he was an All-Star Game MVP as well.
So pretty much had 2 prime runs. Little space in between.
And like the one space was because there was no All-Star Game during the COVID season.
Yeah.
Just a crazy, crazy run. Did he win a championship in the MLL?
I believe so, but don't quote me on that.
I'm going to double check here.
But I feel like he might have been one on that Cannons team that won.
So the MLL Cannons won in 2011 and 2020. So he was not on either of those.
Nope.
New York Lizards.
Now there, he might have won one with Rob.
Won titles in 2001, 2003, and 2015. No, he just missed the Lizards.
Damn.
Championships. So the only thing Will didn't do was win a championship, but
at the pro level.
At the pro level.
Yeah, because I think
college.
Yeah.
Which like you think about other sports and think about the guys who have like balled out that didn't win a championship that we still consider first ballot Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it crazy to equate Will Manny to almost like a Dan Marino type?
Nah, or like Charles Barkley.
Like,
yeah,
even like, you know, modern day like Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys who were just like insanely talented, did everything you could possibly accomplish at your position in your sport outside of winning a championship and still considered a Hall of Famer. Like that to me is almost even more difficult to do than winning the championship.
That just made such a concept in my head to like sit around and like
guys being dudes.
Yeah, guys being dudes for sure. Naming dudes. But it would be like we throw out an amount of rings and then we have to like all come up with one player from each sport to like be a comparison. So like the one ring guys, like Matt Ryan was like good, but never great and won one ring. And it's like, who would be his comparison? Or no, he didn't. He's a no ring guy.
He lost the 28-3.
You're right. Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal Siakam.
Flacco's one ring, right?
Yes. Yes, the one over Jim.
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have like the Trent Dilfers and the Brad Johnsons.
Mm-hmm. Did Roethlisberger only win one?
He won two.
Okay.
Because he won one his second year, and then he won the one against the Cardinals.
Hey, that 2 line could honestly go crazy. Eli, Ben, Carson Wentz. I think he has 2. Or was that Nick Foles?
I think they both only have 1.
There we go. We can put them on that one line.
And okay, Wentz didn't even play in that championship because he was hurt.
Hey. That's not the rules of the game.
Who am I thinking? Players who won 2 Super Bowls.
Total derailment.
That's what OTB After Dark does, man. We got to fill time. Two players with 2 Super Bowl rings. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
That's a modern one.
Forgot he had 2 of them things. Oh, we forgot Stafford on the 1 line.
Yeah. There's a lot. Lane Johnson.
But yeah, that's a good little concept that just popped in my head.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. But congratulations to Will Manny. What a career. Boston Cannons, New York Lizards, Archers Lacrosse Club, Whipsnakes Lacrosse Club. Back to the Boston Cannons. And then there was one bunk bed boy remaining.
Just one. How long? We don't know.
Marcus feels, and we were talking about it in the group chat today, like Marcus feels like one of those guys who adapted his game so well for the PLL game that, like, if he wants to, I could see Marcus playing for another 3-4 years.
Yeah, easy.
Like, he's just got it.
The only thing that could possibly push him out is age.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't hold the young guys around forever. You got to get them PT.
Right.
You got to run them. So that's the one thing I could see getting in the way.
Yeah. Some other PLL news. We had some signings. The boy Dalton Young extended with the Denver Outlaws this past week. Congratulations to him. That was huge. Love to see our guys get their paydays. The Carolina Chaos. We were talking about all name teams, which you want to talk about things that are going to derail us here. Signed 3 guys. Eric Maliver, Drew Lucas, and all name team candidate Chop Gallagher. Just a beautiful, beautiful name.
That's actually a really good name.
I am obsessed with him already, just based on his name. The fact that the Carolina Chaos now employ Chop Gallagher and Cross Ferrara is just impeccable for the Brooksy resume.
They're doing beautiful work over there.
Like, just pulling up the Carolina Chaos roster to just take a look at the names on that team. You've got Blaze Reardon. You have now Cross Ferrara. You have Chop Gallagher, which his actual name is Calder Gallagher. But I refuse to acknowledge that. His name is Chop.
Knobber.
You've got Knobber. You've got Perk 30. You've got an Aslanian brother.
Glick.
Zawada. Adam Charlambides. This team is filled with incredible names. JJ Silstrop. Glick. Mark Lassini. Just incredible names top to bottom on this team. Jared Newman, Jack Rowlett.
That should just be the all-name team.
Their third string goalie, Michael John Forcaro.
He went to Princeton.
Ultimate Paisan.
John Forcaro was nice.
Did he transfer? Because they have him at North Carolina.
Yeah. He finished out there. He did 4 years at Princeton first.
He's right outside of Philly.
Shocker.
Went to high school. Lincoln University. In Lower Oxford Township. That boy was dialed in. You know who else was dialed in? Our boys over in Japan. Put on a show.
I did not watch.
Sadly, I watched the highlights.
Sadly, I was asleep.
Ross Scott was a speed demon.
Shocker.
Shane Knobloch was doing his thing. Can I just pull can we just acknowledge the pure elation and joy in this photo that I'm about to pull up on the screen here? Look at those boys. It's incredible.
I mean, that's what the game's about. You want to be that happy every time you play.
Knobloch and Ross Scott might be my new favorite duo emerging in the PLL. Of just the two best friends that anybody could ever have. Those guys are just absolute weapons together.
Hey, don't let Scotty hear you say that too loud. He might pop up.
Hey, you know, Scotty and I got to stick together. The New Jersey slander just cannot happen. No, I'll slander his part of New Jersey because it's North Jersey, but I digress.
You heard that, Scotty?
Knobloch, South Jersey, baby. But yeah, that Japan series was awesome. I need my Izzy Skane jersey to arrive. I need that to happen so I can rock that on the show.
Yes.
Some other player movement. Liam Burns was activated by the Carolina Chaos this week. A lot of guys getting put on the unavailable to travel list due to coaching in college, playing in the NLL. So you're going to see a lot of moves there. I think one of the sneaky under-the-radar moves, Deej, that happened this week, Petey LaSalle is back with the Whipsnakes.
Mm-hmm.
That is a move that won't get a lot of buzz about it because it's a face-off guy and people want to, besmirch the face-off position. Joe Nardell is still recovering from his ACL injury that he sustained during preseason in the NLL. Matthew Paolalto is the face-off specialist for the Colorado Mammoth, who could make a deep NLL playoff run. After talking with some people and some coaches at Champ Series and their mindset of how they're preparing for the season, they're fully anticipating, we're not going to have NLL guys in particular, probably for the first month of the season, depending on how far their run goes. The fact that the Whipsnake got Petey LaSalle for free, because he was back out on the player pool, is a huge pickup for them. This is a guy who has 2 perfect games in PLL history. He has started games in this league for the Maryland Whipsnakes in particular, and he knows the PLL faceoff rules. That is a huge benefit for that Whipsnakes team for the first month of the season, knowing that you have a guy that understands the PLL cadence, has had success in the PLL at the faceoff stripe, and for the most part, you're not going to skip too much of a beat with your faceoffs during the first month or so of the season.
And I think there's a few big games in terms of competition-wise. I think the main one is Archers. I know Sis didn't quite have the year everybody was expecting last year, but I don't expect that to happen again. Up in the air, what's going to happen with the Woods, with TD having another injury. Obviously, Nards is out, so he's getting the opportunity he's getting now.
To put in perspective for everybody, the Whipsnakes' first 4 games of the year, they open in Utah against the Water Dogs, who we'll see what happens with Stathakis. He was released from the evaluation list, which whatever that means in the NLL. So we'll see if he is back with Vancouver at some point. Obviously, they have Max Adler playing for them right now, but we'll see. That's their first game of the year in Salt Lake. Then in Rhode Island, they are playing against Trevor Baptiste in the New York Atlas. So to have a guy who has competed when you're going up against Trevor is a huge deal. And then they have their homecoming weekend after Memorial Day in Baltimore, where they play the Cannons, who I don't think have a face-off guy under contract.
Did Trevor not play box?
Oh, he did. So we'll see. We'll see if the Seals make the playoffs.
Yeah, and how far they get.
Right. And then in Maryland, they're playing the Cannons and the Archers, like you mentioned. So Sis, and I don't know if the Cannons have a face-off guy under contract right now, to be quite honest. I'm going to double-check their roster. Oh, they did re-sign Zach Tucci. They also signed Tommy Burke. Is that our guy? Is he still driving the box truck?
He's driving the U-Haul.
They did re-sign Tucci, man, but we've seen Zach Tucci kind of have ebbs and flows in this league, and I think having a guy like Petey LaSalle to kind of weather that storm is huge for the first 4 games, and then if you want to extend it into Charlotte, the Whipsnakes are off that weekend. So literally, if they can weather the first 4 games of the year like that in Salt Lake, Rhode Island, and then 2 games in Baltimore with Petey LaSalle, I think you're in pretty fucking good hands. Great move by Stags, GM Stags, and Coach Stags.
Yeah, I mean, it was just smart to, as a placeholder. It's a confident placeholder, one where you don't necessarily have to worry too much. You can focus on putting some of those efforts in other places.
And you don't have to rush Nards back. You don't have to worry about Palo Alto with his run with the Mammoth. And you can kind of just go about your business without having to worry about the position. I think that's a huge, huge signing that will not get nearly enough talk. Back of the PLO as well. I sent this to our good friend, Kicks by Carly Fleischer, Syracuse alum. Nate Solomon is back with the New York Atlas, Deej.
I saw that.
Love this. Nate Solomon's the man. I love this move.
I wonder if he's going to stay this time.
I think he's a camp body for sure, especially with Liam and Eli on the unavailable to travel list for NLL and college. Nathan Law Liberty's been placed on the holdout list, so we'll see what happens there. Reed Landon is also back with the Atlas. He was with them in training camp last year, I believe. So that's a big one. The Water Dogs also made a big splash, all pun intended there. They signed Casey Wilson through 2028, a 3-year contract for Casey Wilson, because they also, in a subsequent move, Dylan Ward, Jack Hanna, Dylan Hess, all placed on the unavailable to travel list as they are all playing with the Colorado Mammoth right now. Casey Wilson is a fun player, man. After I saw that signing, I was like, let me do a little deep dive. And then earlier this week, too, after he signed with the Water Dogs, he signed a 3-year contract with the Halifax Thunderbirds. So my boy got paid this week.
Damn. Money.
He's healthy now. That's a huge thing. He's a stud, man.
Yeah,
University of Denver product, so it's a Bill Tierney connection, obviously. And if you can slot him right in while Dylan Hess is away, and the way that the Water Dogs roster is constructed right now in terms of that short stick D midi position where you lost Christian Scarpello to free agency and Charlie Hayes and Matt Witcher are your only other defensive midfielders, along with Dylan Hess, obviously. I like having that as a depth signing, and it kind of helps you navigate your draft a little more and determine what you want to do in the draft. Also very interesting that they have Casey Wilson just listed as a midfielder and not a short stick D midi.
I mean, maybe he's going to play both ways.
And hey, with the way the midfield is constructed and with guys being out, he might have to.
Just saying.
But I like that signing a lot there. For the Dogs.
He's the athlete that you want at short stick.
Yeah.
He's physical, he's strong, he's fast, he knows the game. He can, push out in transition. And like you said, he's coming in to play under a familiar coach. It's really all great signs pointing in the direction of being productive for the Water Dogs versus maybe pulling the trigger a little too early on a guy.
Yeah. The Cannons released John Robbins this week. Interesting move. They signed him in free agency earlier this offseason and then subsequently have released him to the player pool. I don't know if that means a move is coming for them or not, but we shall see.
I also wonder if there was someone who was up in the air at the end of last season who is now like, okay, I'll give it a run this year. Mm-hmm. And that's why they released him.
California Redwoods, fun move. Move to the 25-man roster, Wes Berg. Love to see that. Sam English also added to the 25-man roster, which I'm sure he will subsequently get added to the unavailable travel list. But Bergie back. How we feeling, Deech? Because I'm excited about that with Anthony Kelly and Bachlet. And if Berg plays, that's a fun addition to this team.
Yeah, I just don't know where he slots in. Unless, we go back to that role I was saying where he just runs in the midfield and slides inside every time he comes on. But, other than that, I don't really see how he fits in the new offense, just based off of how it's constructed.
Does he get traded?
So, I could see him possibly being traded. I mean, he's been traded everywhere else.
In a hypothetical situation, what team would make the most sense for Wes Berg to get traded to?
Water Dogs.
You think?
Yeah. Y'all need help in the midfield.
I was going to say the Archers.
I mean, yeah, he can go there. They need help damn near everywhere. I low-key think he could fit with the Whipsnakes, too. Those are probably the three I would throw up there.
Because there's built-in chemistry with Mac O'Keefe, obviously. Built-in chemistry with Trey LeClaire. Dyson's a box guy.
Well, I think he gonna play pretty early.
Well, I'm saying
what team?
No, I'm saying he's a box lacrosse guy in terms of play style and he's another Canadian for Wes to kind of play along with. I think the Archer, that would be a fun splash move for them. You add Joey, you add Wes Berg.
I think
I like that.
I think it all depends on how they move their current roster around, who stays, who goes. I think that would muddy things if they weren't to change much and then bring in Wes. I think it would be really hard to get a solid rotation out of that works. But if some guys leave and then you slot them in, I could see a lot of motion on that offense.
That would be fun. I'm gonna call my shot now. Wes Berg to the Archers makes a lot of sense. Chris Bates makes a lot of sense.
You're not wrong.
Who am I forgetting? The Outlaws. We mentioned signed Dalton Young, obviously. Did they make any other moves this week? Oh, they signed the boy. Jonathan Donville is back as well through 2026. Dalton Young's through 2028. They placed Jared Bernhardt, Logan Wisnauskas, JT Giles Harris on the unavailable to travel. Is JT coaching?
He might be.
I would assume he is, just because of him being placed on the unavailable to travel list.
Yeah, that's the only reason I could think he would be on the list.
He coaches at Jacksonville. He's an assistant with Galloway.
Galloway, yeah.
That makes sense. A lot of movement there, though. I like it. I like when moves are being made. We're in that second kind of tier window as well after Champ Series, waiting to see guys get signed. Myles Jones had a mini doc drop today as well. What did you make of the Myles Jones mini doc, Deej? As we are obviously a pro Myles Jones podcast. He's the boy. He's been very good to us. You have obviously looked up to Myles as, you know, your play style, your playing career. Like, he's somebody you have, adored as a player for quite some time. But what did you make of the mini doc that came out about Myles? And I just have to say, can we get more of those from the PLO?
Yes, I would like more, but I'm not even going to lie to you. I did not watch a single second. Today has been insane for me.
I watched some of the clips
with stuff back to back to back, but I heard some of the discourse, and I saw the caption to the one tweet or the one clip where he was talking about like the Atlas Championship, but I didn't watch any of the clips or anything, so I can't really speak on it too much. But I do think these kind of insight type of projects are what the PLL needs to do more of.
He basically, like, part of the quotes, he said he restructured his deal last year to give money to other players. And it became less about money and more about winning. And kind of said, like, he didn't feel he was part of the Atlas Championship in 2025. Coach talked about bringing in some guys that could play a little more defense. And that's why Myles kind of was phased out as the season went on. I think Myles still has a place in this league. And why I think that more so now than I did maybe, say, 4 or 5 months ago, watching him at Champ Series showcase his passing ability again really made me be like, some team is going to value this. And if Myles can continue to be that elite passer in the midfield and recognize, like, hey, I'm in my early 30s. I can't be, kind of the hard body run through walls type of midfielder anymore. But if I can use my vision and my passing ability to be out on the field and create for offensive players, there's going to be a team that takes a chance on him. I think there's like 3 teams right now that Myles fits, at least for the early part of the season. I think Myles will get signed during this second window.
I do think there's a chance there's some space for him, but his time is limited, in my opinion, just based off of his play style. So, like, he doesn't draw the same attention that he used to, and I think that's part of what made him such a great passer before. Was everybody was trying to stop him, and now it's more like, can you even beat our short stick? And if you do, I mean, are you going to hit the shot? We'll see. And, like, they're not sending guys flying at him and leaving guys open, allowing cutters. Like, they're kind of more so letting them stay home and take the shot. So that changes his ability to be effective in the passing game, in my opinion. Also think not scoring as often as you used to starts to get to you mentally. Your life outside of lacrosse, it affects you. Like, he has a lot going on outside of just playing lacrosse, and that 100% I think is factored into some of his gameplay. But I do still think there's a spot for him. I think it's just very limited as to how long he has to prove that, like, his spot should be extended before a team may move on. But you said you had 3 possible.
I think I have 3 teams that I could see him potentially being a part of, at least for the early go of the season, like that first month and a half. Number 1, this is all just looking at roster construction too. I think the Water Dogs make sense, where you have Jack Hanna's going to be out for the NLL playoffs, potentially Zach Courier out for the NLL playoffs. That leaves you with Connor Kelly, maybe Thomas McConvey, depending on what happens with Rochester, obviously. And then you sign Casey Wilson as kind of a two-way type of player. There's some holes in that midfield. I think Myles Jones could really fill in there in the quote-unquote Jack Hanna role in a different play style as Jack, but that stature that you need in that midfield, I think Myles could fill that and play really well alongside someone like Kieran McCardle. And, we'll see if Zed is available. We'll see what happens with Mike with his injury when he'll be back, obviously. But I think the Water Dogs make a ton of sense for Myles to get a lot of burn early in the season too, and he can contribute as a scorer on a team like that that's going to be missing a lot of pieces. So that's one. Another one for me is the Boston Cannons. It's an interesting one. You look at their midfield. They obviously have Matt Campbell. Ryan Drenner got put on the PUP list recently. You have Mick Kelly, who didn't play much last season, didn't really have the opportunities. We'll see if Connor Curse is available, because obviously Vegas is still potentially going to be a playoff team. And then you have Alex Vardaro. So a lot of unproven and really just Matt Campbell that's healthy right now. I think Myles could come in as a veteran presence. And I mean, think about a midfield of Myles Jones, passing the ball to somebody like Marcus Holman, passing to Asher Knowlton, getting the ball to Coulter Maxey. I think it's an interesting spot. Is it the most ideal spot? Probably not, but I think it could work. And it would be very fun watching assistant coach Will Manny coaching Myles Jones.
Yeah, I think there's a good point there in their midfield being slightly different, and not, or they really don't have anybody on their midfield that brings his skill set. So I think that's kind of the nuance there and the niche feeling there, where he comes in and provides something totally different than what they have. And I don't think there are too many teams out there that don't have someone that does what he does. But the Cannons are one of those teams.
And then the last one is the Utah Archers. You have Ryan Ambler. Grant Ament has had his injury struggles, obviously, most of his career. You have Bryce Ford on the roster, who has very little PLL game day experience. Trey LeClaire may be in the NLL playoffs. Tom Schreiber is still recovering from injury. And Dyson Williams. I think Myles makes a lot of sense for Utah as well. I think it would be a fun signing for him. It would give him a lot of opportunity to play. And I think he kind of slots in similarly to the Water Dog scenario with Jack Hanna. If Trey is out, Myles can be that guy. Trey can pass the ball. Trey can score. Myles can pass. He can score. I think Utah would also be a very interesting situation for Myles Jones.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to say someone doesn't fit into the Archers offense.
Mm-hmm.
If you can pass and shoot, you fit.
Yeah. So those are my three. I think I rank it in that order almost. Philly, Boston, Utah, in terms of liking the fit and potential for the fit. Just because I think Utah is just keeping all options open for themselves. But those are the three teams that if Myles gets a contract, I could see it being from one of those three teams.
I think those are all very solid options. Not sure if any of them will pull the trigger, but I like those options a ton.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I want to pull up one bit of double checking some information here. I want to check Myles Jones' playing career and when he was on a certain team. Back in the MLL. Because this could also be a determining factor. Yeah. Did you know who was with the Chesapeake Bayhawks when Myles Jones was there? That is current Philadelphia Water Dogs GM Dave Cottle. There's a little connection there. Cottle's with the Bayhawks from he was there 2011, 2016, 2017, and then 2012 to 2015 and 2018 in a coaching role one way or another. Myles was with the Bayhawks 2016, 2017, 2018, and then he went to the PLL. 3 years that Myles was there, 3 years he was getting coached by Cottle. That elevates my Water Dogs take there just a bit more, too. Just because there's the connection there, and I think Cottle could sell Tierney on being like, hey, we need this guy for X amount of time.
Maybe.
Just from a relationship standpoint. We've seen that in the past before with just coaches or GMs bringing guys in with past relationships.
Tierney might also have a college-type lens to it, too. You know, that guy beat us for a national championship.
I'd rather have him with us than beating us.
And he's thinking back to, like...
You know, I'd like to coach Myles Jones.
He's thinking back to, like, 2014.
If you can't beat him, join him. Come on over, Myles.
Facts.
That would be fun. But I do think Myles still has some time in the PLL for sure. And obviously, he's a dad now, and he's got other things on his plate. But also, in our interview with Mike Rabel, he's a Lexus ambassador for the league. So I think it pays dividends for him to be in the league and a team to take a chance on him from a marketability standpoint as well. So those three teams stand out to me for Myles Jones. Also, the Maryland Whipsnakes signed Garrett Degnan. He's now on his third team in 3 years.
Yep.
We'll see if he gets a shot with his hometown team.
Woods, Chaos, Whips, in that order.
He's complete. He's on a Westberg trajectory.
Yep.
Man, does he crack a roster? I think he will in the early go, just because there's some guys that'll be out for the Whips, but got to see him shoot like he did in college if he wants to stick.
100%, and so far he has not.
Gonna be fascinating. Did the Whipsnakes sign anybody else that I potentially missed? I know they signed Degnan. They signed P. LaSala. Oh, they Colin Molshine. They also
what a name.
Another great name. Also hysterical. The Whipsnakes once the PLL All-Stars won. Project gets Stags a win at sixes. Check. His first 2 wins in sixes.
Finally.
Stags can only win in sixes outside of the U.S. border.
He's the PLL's version of Syracuse.
Is Stags a Japan merchant?
That's what it's looking like.
Also, shout out to the PLL. They retweeted our clip about RJ and Stags. That was just incredible.
We're moving up in the ranks.
It's like,
the people
yes,
see what we see.
They understand. Deej, we also had the WLL Supplemental Draft to kind of round out the show here. A lot of interesting names added to rosters ahead of the college draft. I will pull up the teams here. I'll start with the Boston Guard because they added a number of high-profile names, and Joe Keegan had one of the best tweets I've ever seen. So in the supplemental draft, the Boston Guard added Kenzie Kent, Nikki Miles, Nicole Peroni, Savannah Schweitzer, Amy Moreau, Kristen O'Neill, and Philadelphia's own Rachel Clark.
What a squad.
They also subsequently released Brittany Reed and Jackie Wolak to the player pool. Joe Keegan tweeted, Charlotte North, Rachel Clark, Kenzie Kent, attack line in Boston. This is my Eras tour.
And I need front row tickets, please.
What incredible pickups for this team. It's insane.
It's making me think if they got all that, then what did everybody else get? Because how did they pass up on some of this to let them get that?
Those are the additions for the Boston Guard. The additions for the Championship Series champion New York Charging. They added Sydney Scales, Delaney Schweitzer, Caroline Wakefield, Sammy White, Megan Tyrell, and Natalie Smith.
Megan Tyrell is going to be fantastic in the WLL. Like that is her. She's going to be a all-star.
Which in subsequent moves for the Charging, they released Jillian Wilson and Emma Tyrell to the player pool.
Tough
family affair. I mean, do the New York Charging...
I'm showing up at every holiday like, I took your spot, bitch.
Do the New York Charging have the best goalie room in the league?
I mean, between Delaney and who do they just start in?
Delaney, Madison Doucette.
Yep.
And then they also have on their roster their backup from Champ Series, Molly La Liberty.
But I mean, I don't know who else is in the Palms room, but having Moreno as your starter is a good start, a great start, a phenomenal start.
Collective goalie room like those three is just crazy.
It's still crazy. It just depends on who's behind Moreno. That could really give that a run.
I'll tell you right now, it is Kate Dever.
6. I would probably lean Charging or Charging.
Speaking of the California Palms, they added some nasty players, bro. Marie McCool, Emma Lopinto, Jordan Dean, Katie Detweiler, and Jackie Wolak.
Lopinto is such a fire name. That's gas. Glad Jackie was able to keep a spot in the league. I think she's phenomenal. And I feel like all these players really complement what they already have and will only make them stronger.
And the subsequent moves the Palms made, I don't know if they had to make any moves, actually, because they did not announce they released anybody. So they were good to go. And then the Maryland Charm squad. Sam Apuzzo added. Cassidy Spillis, Brooklyn Newman, Erica Evans, and Nicole Humphrey.
Nicole, Brooklyn, and Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Adding to what they already have, correct?
Adding to what they already have is correct. Adding to Sydney Black. Adding to... let me pull up their full roster here. Adding that to Sydney Black, Mackenzie Blake, Aurora Cordingley, Ashley Humphrey.
Not the Humphrey sisters back together.
Adding that to Allie Kennedy, Grace Griffin, Sam Swart, Olivia Dirks, Abby Bosco, Meg Dowdy.
They're making a push.
And then they've got Paulina DeFada and Kaylee Waters as their goalies.
That tells me they're tired of coming up short.
That's a squad.
They want to make a push. And
every team
are loaded.
Every team got so much better, and it's fucking awesome. Like, I know we've talked about it till we've been red in the face. I am so pumped for this fucking full WLL season. It's not even funny.
I'm glad. I mean, we weren't expecting it so fast, but I'm glad it's happening. I feel like it's going to be great. They are super excited for the opportunity. They're going to grasp it and run with it. It's going to be one of the best things we've seen from any sports league at any moment. It's going to grow exponentially quick because of their dedication to it. And then, like we talked about last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, the star power that they know they have and take advantage of.
Dog, that Palms midfield, Anna Brandt, Ellie Massera, Ali Mastriani, Marie McCool. Filthy.
Loaded.
And then they added Jackie Wolak to Sammy Joe, Aaron Bake, Sam Geiersbach, Emma Lapinto added to that, Jill Smith, Caroline Steele. They're nasty, bro. And they should be getting Kayla Wood back for the full season. And they added Jordan Dean and Katie Detweiler to that defense.
Palms are going to be crazy. Out west is where Lacrosse is.
Crazy, bro. All of these teams got exponentially better.
And that's what you want, the best possible rosters out.
Right.
And that's what you're going to get with the WLL this year.
And each team's going to add 4 more players during the college draft. Which I want to see if there's a tab for the WLL draft on the draft page. Where is Kylie O'Miller's big board? I want to tickle our fancies here. So Kylie O'Miller's big board here, Deech. Madison Taylor is her 1-1. Shea Dulce, the goalie from Boston College. Sam Forrest, Bridget Duffy, Shea Baker, Emma Muchnick, Corey Edmondson, Brooklyn Walker Welch, Ava Angelo, Jenica Cuoco, Olivia Adamson, Reagan O'Brien, Maddie Epke, Caitlin Davies, Haven Dora, great name, Teresa Bragg, and then she's got an honorable mention list of Kylie Motice, North Carolina, midfielder, Jordan Case, Grace Callahan, shout out Michigan, Allie Massera, Jess Peluso, Allison Riley, and Maddie Shope. That draft's going to be crazy.
Loaded. I mean, there's just so much talent coming, not just out of the league, but also available from, the last 4, 5, 6 years of women who were great at the college level and still have game in them. I mean, the WLO, as it grows, is only going to continue to get better.
It's going to be nuts. I'm so pumped.
It feels like early on PLL where there's just not enough spots for all the talent that's out.
Mm-hmm. Which is only going to make the expansion era that much sicker when those players disperse to the 4 other teams.
Yes. Need
Hook
it
to my
ASAP. ASAP.
I'm so pumped. I love it. Anything else on your mind? Good luck to your Wolverines.
Yes, we play. As y'all are listening to this later today,
I'm officially out of the bracket challenge.
Need a victory here. So far, me not doing a bracket has worked out phenomenally for me. I need it to stay that way.
I'm officially eliminated thanks to Houston. I will never be picking them again. I need you to remind me next year around Selection Sunday to never pick Houston.
I can do that.
That needs to be a reminder there. That is a bummer. I do have your Michigan Wolverines in my championship game.
Hey.
So we'll see how
you might get some solid points for there.
Bracket breaks down, but it's absolutely busted. Yeah, that's all we got for you guys on this one. Make sure you're following us on the socials at OTB Laxpod across the board, every social platform. Follow Deej at SCS_NextGreat on Twitter, at Uncle Deej12 on Instagram, and Threads. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us those 5-star ratings and reviews. Please help us continue to grow. We're very close to some new milestones on audio, so please keep subscribing. Share it with your friends. Leave those 5-star reviews. Get us in the algorithm. It's hard to get a lacrosse podcast on the sports chart, but I think you guys can do it. Keep subscribing. on Apple and Spotify, and subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia and Outside the Box podcast YouTube channels, youtube.com/@OTBLaxPod, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, smash that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. In honor of this being episode 420, I want everyone to just tweet us their Blaze Reardon trading cards.
Please.
Hashtag OTB Blaze it.
Blaze.
Make it happen. Hashtag OTB Blaze it. Tweet us a picture of Blaze. Tweet us a highlight of Blaze. Tweet us your Blaze trading cards. Anything doing with Blaze Reardon. Hashtag OTB Blaze it when you tweet it at us. I want that to happen so fucking bad.
Please, please, please.
But this has been episode number 420 of the award-nominated, honorably mentioned, number 9 NCAA ranked, number 11 Philadelphia ranked, the most unprofessional and disrespectful podcast you ever done, seen, and heard in the land. It is the Outside the Box podcast, the official lacrosse podcast on the Underground Industries Podcast Network. For Deej, I'm KB. Enjoy the games this weekend. Deej and Hoots, or it might be Deej and me, actually, on a guest spot. We'll Deej and a guest. We'll put it that way. On the OTB College Show next Tuesday. And we'll be right back here next Friday breaking down everything for you in the National Lacrosse League, everything that's come out in the PLL and WLL. And we'll keep it locked and loaded. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here, everybody. Peace.
Peace.